Today for Coffee Talk, we have Miles Nadal, the chairman of Peerage Capital, where we're going to ask him more about that for our very first walk and talk Coffee Talks. Come on! Which was your first purchase here in the U.S. and what year was that?
It was Madison in Denver, Colorado. Madison was about 2017, I think.
And since then, how many franchises have you purchased?
So I think we have 9 Sotheby's International Realty franchises in North America. I think the whole country of Canada. We have the entire Canadian marketplace for Sotheby's, and we have, I think, 8 others.
How do you identify the brokerages that you want to work with? Now, you're the largest Sotheby's franchise owner in the world and in the U.S.
We try and focus on what's a great geography, where are there great management teams with great operations, and where are there opportunities where we can add value. It's pretty easy to go to markets like Texas. It's easy to go to Florida. It's easy to go to other luxury markets, which are secondary markets like New Hampshire or Vermont or Saratoga Springs.
So you identify them by location first, and then you go and see what the talent is in those markets.
Correct.
But how do you value a brokerage business?
To us, the only thing that matters is the present value, the future cash flow. So we have a couple of advantages relative to most people. First of all, we're private. My family is the principal shareholder. The management team has a very significant equity incentive.
What you do is you buy 60 to 80% and then 20% you give back?
Correct.
What's the future plan for Peerage?
So our goal is to go well beyond brokerage as we've started to go into what we call full service, which includes mortgage, title, insurance, escrow, property management, home warranty,
I feel like so many brokerages tried to do that in the past, and they don't quite hit it. Even the ones with a lot of money, they're not able to provide all those services in a proper way. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to be distracted that way and go into title and mortgages?
So we think it's critically important to give both the agent and the end customer a full service experience. Number one. Number two is we're not real estate guys. We're business people.
Are you seeing any tech that's really having an impact on how real estate is purchased and sold?
Our fundamental belief is in the luxury market, $1 million to $150 million purchases. People want advice. They want counsel, and that can't come from a computer. As someone once said to me, no one clicks a mouse to buy a luxury house.
Yeah.
We do believe, though, that technology can be very valuable tools to help the agent, to help the consumer to understand the opportunity in the marketplace. But before you put down that kind of capital, we still believe that you want advice.
Right.
So in Canada, an average house is $1 million. You need 20% down payment to buy a house. That's $200,000. We've done the research, and we have found out that the average person has $50,000 to invest. So they put up $50,000 or more. We'll put up the $150,000, and we'll own 75%. They'll own 25%. And over time, as they pay down the mortgage, they will own more of the house. It allows them to get in the game. It's really about democratizing first-time home buyer experience. Now, it's a business that is in its infancy in Canada. It's much bigger in the United States. It's a mature business. Single-family rental, another area that we're looking at. So those are evolving industries that we're really excited about.
Miles, you're also the ideal consumer for a lot of your brokerages. Like, you're a high net worth individual with disposable income that could buy luxury properties. What is your pitch to your brokers on how they should approach people like you?
I like when people are patient. Be patient to establish a relationship and show me what the marketplace is. And you need counsel and guidance from the agent, from the broker, that will make you feel comfortable that this is a worthwhile, safe, secure, and comfortable investment to make for the long term. When you talk about Manhattan, or you talk about Miami, and there's such incredible competition with the top 6 or 7 firms, there's not enough market share left.
And yet there's new brokerages announced all the time in those markets, and some of them do succeed. They manage to take a slice of the market for themselves.
So remember what Warren Buffett said. He said in the short term, the market's a voting machine. Over the long term, it's a weighing machine. And so I say judge success 10 or 15 years at a time.
Right.
Not 10 or 15 months.
Well, what are your thoughts on Compass?
I don't want to be disrespectful about a competitor. They've done some interesting things. I thought from the beginning their business model was flawed. It was like my friend was very successful. It was in the cookie business. Every time he sold a cookie, he gave away a dime. I never understood how you could basically work for no gross margin, plus marketing allowances, spend all of that capital, and say volume is going to be the key to success for us. Because if you work on marginal gross margin, lots of SG&A, you have to lose money. So what's happening now is completely predictable to anyone who understood arithmetic.
Obviously, it's alive and well now. They're doing tremendous gross sales because of the sheer volume. What is the worst case scenario and best case scenario that you see with Compass?
I don't know if they're alive and well. I think they're alive.
Yeah, well,
If you lose $400 million a year, I don't think you're well.
Right.
But they are alive and they do have scale. I think the best case scenario is I think they get bought. And the worst case scenario is some activist hedge fund gets involved, does a cram down equity finance. I don't think they can survive in their current form with their current capital structure at the current loss run rate. They have to raise more capital.
What's next for you guys? Are you going to continue with purchasing Sotheby's franchises, or are you looking at other franchises too?
We're looking overall, but right now we're really consolidating what we've acquired. Like we've grown dramatically. And so this is a time where our principal focus is on organic growth. The challenge in this environment, why we're not more acquisitive, in this environment, the most important thing is not the multiple you're going to pay, but the multiple of what?
Right.
What's this stable, predictable earnings stream that you're going to base your assumption on? And most people can't tell you what they think their business will earn this year, let alone next year.